Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the 2023 Las Vegas Challenge. It's our first stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. This tournament is presented by Innova. We are at the Infinite Discs course again today, the first time we've ever gotten to attack this course twice. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk. It's cut day, folks. 29 people moving on to the final round, day 4, where we return to the Innova Disc course. We got 9 more holes left. Catrina just lighting up the front 9.
Yeah, 9 strokes in the lead, looking so comfortable. Henna Blomroos is doing pretty well at 3 down, but needs to, do a little bit more to reel in Catrina. Missy Gannon 2 under for the round, and Ella Hansen 4 down so far. A lot more people under par than we saw on day 1. Conditions are definitely a bit more favorable. Let's see how they attack the back. Hole 10 is a strange par 4 at 381 feet. You want to lay up just short of the bunker. Some of the ladies who can really throw discs super far will throw to the right of it and wrap around the backside and maybe try to give themselves a putt. Most women are going to just lay up short, pitch over the bunker, which is easier said than done. It's perched on a hill and very, very close to that hazard, but can be an easy birdie. Definitely doesn't feel good to 4 this one. That's a perfect drive from Catrina.
The wind, kind of tailwind, blowing from left to right, holding those discs over and allowing for some huge shots if you do want to get aggressive, like Erika said.
Yeah, we saw Jen Allen wrap the bunker. So impressive.
It was crazy.
Oh, wow. What? Ella going pure air shot hyzer, landing in the bunker and just scooching right out.
Yeah, the old sand ramp.
Mm-hmm. That was her cloud breaker that she's been throwing all day.
Missy taking a little bit lower, more conservative route, but still getting some good, conservative, way up there.
Yeah, she really played the tailwind well there, turning it over nice and low, and then it kind of stables out and hovercrafts on this short golf green grass. Henna going Champ Rock 3, so definitely a layup. She can easily find the bunker and, land in that hazard if she discs up. I think that's really smart.
And she's so confident with her approach game that she doesn't really need to push it any farther than that.
But this is pretty sketchy. Like I said, it drops off really fast and leaves a pretty treacherous putt if you're not careful.
Look at the
Henna
touch.
is careful.
Yeah, look at the touch.
Catrina just laying up.
56% of the field taking a birdie on this one. You can see that this is another sort of tweener hole on the Infinite Disc course.
Missy running it? No. No, she's too smart. I just thought it would be really fun if she did it. And Ella for eagle. You don't see too many of these on this hole, let alone this close. Nice.
Is that the first one of the tournament for FPO?
So, I mean,
yep.
On this course?
On this course,
yeah.
Or on this hole, I mean.
On this hole,
yep.
Okay.
First eagle.
And there was one last year, but it was a big throw-in, like from over 100 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ella just eagling the ones that no one else does.
Yeah, like we said, she eagles at least once a round. Or once a tournament, anyway.
Hole 11, a similar angle to the wind, so we'll have that left to right tailwind. This is another, again, a little bit of a tweener hole at 411 feet. We do have some big arms on this card that can potentially reach this and get a putt. The basket's slightly elevated, and there's that out of bounds line all the way down the left side on the fence line as you get closer to the green. This played is the 5th most difficult hole of the day, and it's largely because of this big distance, slightly uphill as well.
You think Ella can get there on a pure hyzer like she's been doing?
No, she can't.
Yes, she can.
No, she can't.
Yep, she sure can.
Oh my God.
Didn't she throw like 593 or something this
Yeah.
offseason, or was that at USW DGC or something? I can't remember, but she did it. That's
Was it
the
at
number.
All-Stars? No, it was.
It doesn't matter. It happened.
It doesn't matter. It was
Believe us.
almost 600 feet.
Yeah.
Probably a pure hyzer as well.
Catrina with a pro line hurricane, getting into circle 2.
Missy ripping on that thrasher. Getting just outside circle 2.
Yeah, that's, again, kind of the more typical landing zone, unless you've got that elite power, which I dream of every night.
Keep visualizing.
Yeah, someday, right? Henna also taking a pretty high hyzer line and getting all the way there. Absolutely parked.
Okay, so they make this look really easy, but only 7% of the field got to circle 1 in regulation.
Which is what, like 4?
4.
Yeah.
And we just watched 3 of them. So these ladies are really showing how they got to this lead card at this event. No one else is doing that. That's what we're trying to say. It's unbelievable.
Catrina just lays up, gets a bit of a kick off the bricks. This is a slight change from last year. If you watch the coverage, the pin is a little bit more to the right and up on this tiny little pedestal. But you can't make it so Ella Hansen can't birdie this hole.
Yeah, looking so comfy.
Wow. So good. 3 down the last 2 holes.
The 2 distance tweener holes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Nice par from Catrina. Henna and Ella, 2 of only 3 birdies on the day.
Hole 12 is shortened from last year. It's 354 feet, so definitely reachable. It was a headwind though, which made it a little bit tougher. You see some backhands going, out to the right. You do see some distant sidearms on this hole as well, so there's not really any out of bounds that you can find, which is maybe the only hole on the property you can say that about. Unless you cut roll 500 feet the wrong way.
Which can happen.
Can happen, especially at Vegas. I've seen it happen, but with much higher winds.
So kind of crashing into that tree that we see Ella hyzering just before is a decent play. It puts you inside the circle just with some low-hanging branches.
I'm surprised. I'm wondering if she was trying to go wide and maybe it was early.
Yeah,
That's the typical play.
We watched Catrina in round 1 buzz those little dead sticky tree branches on the right-hand side, so maybe that does get into the head of people throwing these big hyzer routes.
That looks solid from Henna inside the circle. Really nice. That was just an FD fairway driver from Henna. Oh, yes.
Just
Near
another bullseye
hit, yeah.
Wow.
Missy with her trusty ESP thrasher early. But in circle 2, puttable in her
checks up
range.
nicely. Only 25% of the field getting to circle 1, but only half of that converting on their putts.
I love seeing the focus. Do it, Missy. Dang it. Left side. A little bit of a comebacker for a par for Missy.
This green was noticeably more windy than a lot of the greens today. See that flag blowing straight headwind. Ella keeps it a little too low.
Yeah, I think she was counting on the headwind to lift it, but definitely too low.
Also, this green is really tough, especially if you're a spin putter like Ella. If you go past, you can get a lot of ground play and skip way past the basket.
Henna for birdie. We saw her hit a ton of putts on the front 9, like pretty big tester putts, but the last probably 3 of that range, she's been struggling.
Yeah, looking a little more timid.
And Catrina inches outside the bullseye. Doinks it.
A lot of little wind gusting happening. Nerves maybe are high. They'll both have to settle for pars on hole 12.
Surprising miss, though, from Catrina.
It has a turn for those guys that don't have a lot of power. It's fast and it's got good glide.
Hole 13, 258 feet. Some of the low-hanging branches that blocked the high hyzer line are gone now, so you can attack the green that way, going over all of this out of bounds. Maybe you'll see some low skippy shots, maybe people laying up before these bunkers. There's just a lot of out of bounds unless you go deep of the basket. There is also an out of bounds cart path if you blast one too far. I really like the sidearm here, although it is very pinched on that initial tree off the tee pad. Most people, though, just trying to go over all the out of bounds and hopefully catch on the rocks behind the green.
Yeah, there's a nice little hillside that catches. Ella, definitely too much hyzer on that, catches the bunker and leaves almost a 30-footer to try to save the par.
Pretty ripping crosswind today on this hole. Made it really hard to crash a hyzer in, which I think is the most comfortable play. See a lot of people landing short in those two bunkers on the right side.
Or if you're Madison Walker, landing in between the two bunkers, magically. I'm not mad about it. Catrina, these lines, her and Henna both look really solid. Like in calm conditions, I think they both would have made it. But at least they are pretty close for their par attempts. Let's see if Missy can get it. Oh, wow. She's going Zeus. So full distance driver.
Yeah,
not messing around.
Looked like a little bit of an early release, but she's passed out all the OB, and she'll have a long putt for her birdie.
There's something to be said about when in doubt, disc up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Reckless. Love it.
Ooh, man, I liked it.
Me too. What a nice little floaty spin putt.
That'll be a bogey for Ella. Missy for birdie, low. Haven't seen quite as many Missy big putts so far. She's got to warm up for the season like everybody else. And, oh, yeah, Henna putting into the hazard.
So common on this hole from bunker to bunker.
Oh, that's kind of a borderline disaster.
And it seems like the nerves have really kind of taken control.
I mean, once you miss a couple, it can be tough to battle back. Catrina to save her par, and she just missed one this short, so this would mean, you know, something with, yep. Nice and confident.
Yep,
no problem.
Bounces back.
Missy with the birdie. Bogey for Ella. And a 7? Yeah. Or a 6, excuse me.
That is a big blemish on the scorecard, and that one is going to be tough to come back from today.
And Ella's going to overtake her with that hole. Hole 14 is 294 feet. They did shorten this one this year, and I think it's a really good change. Most women are going to throw a backhand shot out to the right, let it fade in. There's a car path left. If you saw one off, you can definitely find it. But for the most part, you can now draw this one up as a must get. It was a kind of a tail right to left crosswind, so you wanted to be careful, again, that the wind didn't take your disc and skip it out of bounds. This looks really good from Catrina.
Yep, there's a few things on the green that can get in the way of putting, but generally this is a pretty low-stress hole. Lots of room to work out wide to the right.
But it used to be about 100 feet longer. Mm-hmm. So, I really like the change.
It's like a 450-foot par 3.
It is slightly uphill, too, so it plays a bit longer than the distance says. Missy
Look at that.
Parked. Beautiful.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day.
Ella going wide and high. And leaves it a bit short.
Yeah, Spy Kaiser, that didn't quite carry over to the left as much as she wanted. Henna looking to bounce back from that triple here and get a birdie.
Great shot.
Yep, she'll give herself a look from just outside the bullseye.
Ella up first from 40-something feet. 45 tops. Low.
Catrina taking her time, going through the full routine. Carding another birdie.
Yep. The rich get richer. 21 down. Jeez.
I mean, she is not letting up.
No, she shouldn't.
Nope. Yeah, the nerves are fully in control now, and it's going to be tough to bounce back from at this point, and is really going to have to buckle down.
Great birdie from Missy. Henna and Ella with the pars there. Catrina and Missy with the birdies.
On to the very interesting little hole 15. It's changed about a million times in the last few years, but now they've settled on this downhill 269-foot tunnel shot after you have to go over a bush and some very interestingly placed rocks. There is also a hyzer line that's a little bit sketchy, but it was a fine wind for it today. Both of the options are very good, very feasible. There is some cart paths that are out of bounds, but they don't really come into play unless you're doing that hyzer line or if you saw one off early.
Wasn't it kind of a headwind here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you think the hyzer line is good in a headwind. I guess if you just really had a super stable disc, why not?
Yeah.
Catrina getting caught up. The typical play generally is, well, either a sidearm or a flippy mid-range or even putter, but in the headwind it's definitely hard to get that angle perfect.
It's a low ceiling to come into the green as well, so seeing Missy doing that high line is kind of surprising, and she might be flirting with out of bounds left.
She threw a buzz there, I think, trying to count on the wind, but it was just a little bit too high.
A little nose up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tree definitely saved her from out of bounds, but I don't think she'll have a look at the basket.
So the low ceiling gap coming into the green kind of forces you to keep the disc low, but all those weird rocks on the little runway.
Low, but not too low.
Yeah, like they don't allow for any ground play.
I do like the sidearm option. I think crashing into the right side of the green, there's less in the way. Ella did find the one thing in the way, but good game plan. That looks like a decent angle from Henna.
Yeah, nice little wide turnover line. Does it get tangled up?
I think it did. It's hard to hit that gap just right.
Lots of interesting putts on this green. There are lots of rocks on the green as well, so you're not going to get nearly as much ground play. Usually your disc will check up pretty nicely as long as you land short of the basket. A 269 downhill, so how surprising is it that only 12% of the field are getting birdies? That's only 7 out of 59.
It doesn't feel great to not have a putt on this one. Mm-hmm. Missy lays up and has a bit of a putt still left. Henna in the bullseye. And Ella hopefully has a look to give this a bit of a run. That's a great effort.
This is one of the few holes where the stats didn't change very significantly from round 1 to round 3. Conditions really had no effect. It's just a tough one.
What a confident comeback putt from Missy there for her par. She's having a nice clean round. Catrina high on the band for her par save. Taps in for her bogey. Ella for a par.
I hope this is one of the holes they change next year.
I mean, historically, They do. Almost. I mean, actually, it didn't change from last year, which might be one of the first times that has happened.
That's true. It's good enough. Let's check in. See what everyone else is doing.
Catrina with a 10-stroke advantage over Ella and Missy.
Unreal.
Yeah, Henna one behind them. Our lead card ladies hanging in there strong.
Haley King, Holland Hanley, Alexis Mandujano, Jessica Weiss kind of screaming up the leaderboard. Caroline Henderson as well. Rebecca Cox and Maria Oliva just barely outside that top 10 position. Still a lot of people under par. Everyone's staying super solid, even though the wind starts to pick up here a little bit on the back nine.
Yeah, it definitely does. Hole 16 is I think it's a fun par 4. 533 feet. You're just trying to throw one out here. I like slightly to the right, kind of in between this bunker and that kind of dead tree there. Literally exactly where this graphic shows. That's a great place to land. Second shot, you're throwing over an OB golf green to a basket that is perched on this hillside. You really need to control your speed and your angle as you come in on your approach shot.
Yeah, I think this is one of the better designed holes for the FPO. Very birdieable, but with two really good shots.
And you can totally mess up too and hyzer a little bit too early. And if Missy had a big flare skip there, it's bringing OB into play. So I think it is a well-designed hole.
Also, when you land on that side, it gets really tough to approach the green for a birdie. You almost have to just settle for par and really think about the second shot.
So it was a pretty stiff tailwind here. Ella
Headwind.
really... Was it?
Remember the headwind?
Oh, it was.
Crazy headwind.
My note says...
It was like a blow off your hat 30 mile per hour headwind.
It was really bad, yeah. It doesn't look quite as bad for them.
No, it doesn't. You really only felt it on the tee pad. The second shot, it was a little bit more calm.
More guarded.
Yeah, a little more blocked.
A lot of height on this one for Henna. Totally lost it in the sky. Oh, wow. That is a huge shot to get to that bunker. I mean, really unfortunate that she landed in it.
Yeah, they had much calmer conditions. This is crazy. But Catrina's still early releasing, skipping off that cart path out into the marsh.
And like Madison said, it can be tough to get your upshot close from over there. There's a lot of trees in the way that block your line.
It's a very weird angle. Missy's far enough over that she might be able to take the back. No, she's going aggressive hyzer route.
That looks like something high speed.
Love that.
Wow, what a great shot.
That's a really tough shot over there, too.
Downright professional.
Missy skipping it out.
Less professional. But enjoyable.
Catrina lining up a more inside route.
Pretty open look, actually, at it.
And this basket on the anthill is so rough. It's so easy to go too far past and have a death putt come back. Lots of rollaways can happen here.
Yeah, again, speed control definitely being the main factor in this approach. That's definitely, I think, a great play, but it feels so nerve-wracking to aim for the... Yeah,
she looked nervous throwing that, and I feel like it almost didn't work.
Yeah, almost. And a throwing 3 with that OB hazard stroke, trying to save a par here. And it sucks right there. That little fern thing, piece of nature, whatever that is, it just is stronger than it looks.
It's a large fern.
All right.
Ella with a death putt. All angles of this are a death putt. But she's still right on the hole.
Dang, that was a great putt.
So clutch.
Great birdie, Ella.
Half the field getting to circle 1 in regulation, but only 28% of the field with birdie. So that shows how tough this green can be.
Ooh, Catrina's squeaking it in. It looks like under a branch there for a nice par save.
Henna gonna have to straddle out wide.
Oh, doesn't even mess with it, just lays up.
Missy with such a great recovery for birdie.
Yeah, that second shot was phenomenal. Henna having a rough stretch the last 5 holes or so. It's going to be a bogey.
What's up, everyone? Simon Lazat here. I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to everyone who's watched and enjoyed the new show Beyond Disc Golf here on JomezPro. If you've not watched the show yet, go check it out now. We have a merch restock, fresh shirts, fresh hats, and Jomez is running a 10% sale on their website, running through Monday night. Now back to the action.
Moving on to hole 17 at 333 feet, slightly downhill. This one is reachable by everyone in the FPO field. There's some sticky trees you have to worry about. There's some birds flying frantically across the green. This is a hanging basket, which is truly bizarre to see at an Elite Series event. It's very high. It's underneath some willow branches that can get in the way on the green. You want to just throw something out wide and hopefully get some ground play, or you can crash into the green, but not too much flare skip because there is that out of bounds cart path on the left side, only about 30 feet from the basket.
Solid shot from Missy there. Ella with a PD. And I'm not sure if she quite got to the circle. Yeah, the hanging basket is strange, and you don't see a lot of people running it from, you know, circle 2 or even edge of circle 1.
Yep. A lot of layups on this green, unless you're very close.
Catrina calling for this one to skip. And it does.
This hill kind of protects everyone from skipping onto the green. You almost have to crash in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. You don't really see a lot of bullseye hits on this one.
Yeah, let's see what the stats say. It says 21% to circle 1 in regulation, but only 2 people parked the hole.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet a lot of those are kind of circle's edge. Henna with a Thunderbird. I think maybe a little bit closer than the rest of the ladies. Ella, yeah, like we said, I think she's maybe just outside the circle, not even messing with it. Just not quite worth it.
Missy, one of the best putters in the game, not even messing with it. This one can turn into a 3-putt or a 4-putt so fast.
Well, there's OB that can come into play right behind it if you miss. Yeah. Everyone just laying up. Kind of makes for a boring hole. Let's see if Henna can go for it. See, those willows are in the way.
Is this a joy to watch? It's a joy for us to commentate on.
Okay. All right.
Catrina with a little bit left, but getting the par. Only 3 birdies on the day. Haley King, Allie Smith, and Evelina getting birdie 2s.
Evelina had a great round. I think she shot a 6 down. Didn't quite make the cut, though.
Yeah, very surprised about that, but she's still working on that putt. We were talking during the second round we played together, and she pointed out something interesting. She has not played disc golf outside in 4 months until she arrived at Las Vegas.
Sure.
Isn't that crazy?
No wind.
No wind.
Yeah.
And then she's supposed to just come out here and put her new putting form to test.
Hole 18 is a par 3, 301 feet. This is the riskier and, I guess, birdieable way to attack the hole. An Anheuser or forehand across the out-of-bounds water, and the cart path is also out of bounds. You see some people going the safe play, going wide hyzer out to the right. It's hard to get all the way there for a putt that way, though. It was kind of a tailwind, so it's hard to get your discs to fully turn. You can see how that wind was pushing Missy's disc to the left, but she just barely makes it across. That little dead tree is 1 foot in bounds or something like that.
And it helped knock her disc down. It would have definitely flare skipped.
I love the forehand play.
Me too. So safe.
Goals.
Inside circle 2. Wait, no, inside circle 1.
There's another PD from Ella.
The tailwind made this hole pretty brutal for that more aggressive route. You can see Catrina.
For the backhand, anyway.
Yeah, Catrina lining up that hyzer route that Erika was talking about. It's a lot safer.
You can sometimes catch these backside trees and be totally blocked with no putt. But usually you can get up and down.
Henna taking to the sky, going huge hyzer. I looked at this line.
It's so high.
And I dreamed about one day maybe hitting it.
That's awesome. But that was her champ Thunderbird.
I mean, it takes about 400 feet of distance to go over that tree.
Totally. Missy laying out to laid up close.
This played as the second most difficult hole of the day, with 37% of the field with a bogey or worse. Lots of drop zone visits, I'm sure, but we're watching everyone on our card make it in.
Catrina looking like she had some trouble pitching out of those bushes. Has about 22 feet maybe. And cash for her par.
So solid. She's looking so comfortable on the green.
Yeah, a few missed ones, but she was able to, I think, dial it back in really nicely and has a commanding lead going into the last round.
And a great birdie finish for Henna.
Yeah, great finish. Definitely some struggles on that back nine, but at least ending on a high note. And still, I mean, 9 under through 3 rounds. Like, she's no slouch, you know?
Nope. And Ella just flexing the backhand and the forehand during the round today. What a great birdie. And that wraps up our third round. It's cut day, folks, like we said earlier, and everyone on our lead card has successfully made the cut.
Turns out.
Turns out.
Catrina, 7 down. Ella with the hot round, 8 down today. Missy, 5. Haley King moving up the leaderboard to overtake Henna's 4th place position with a 7 down.
Colin Hanley shooting a 5 down, moving up 3 spots as well. Alexis Manduhano and Caroline Henderson both shooting well. Stacey Haas and Jessica Weiss going to wrap up our top 10 going into the final day. 2 Hot Geese made the cut as well, along with a lot of other talented women. And this is one of the most competitive fields we have ever seen. A lot of great, excellent FPO competitors not making the cut today.
And pretty tight scores all the way down. Like, it was a battle.
Yep, there was no like big second kind of like gaps like we used to see in FPO.
It's not going to happen as we keep going and keep getting better and getting more competitors.
So yeah, that's what we've got for you on the Infinite Disc course, and thankfully we will not be seeing that one again. Tomorrow we move to the Innova Disc course, the premier course. Very excited to play that. Hope you guys have enjoyed the third round coverage. We got one more round tomorrow thanks to our Founders Club. You guys are the best.
Brandon Riley, you're the best.
Personally. That's all we got for you. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.